how I meal prep for the school week. Let's go. First, I like to use bunch of containers, especially for breakfast, which is what we're doing first. For breakfast, most times I make overnight oats, which means basically you make oats and instead of making them like in the microwave, you make them overnight. So I like to use fresh fruit, chia seeds, oats, honey, milk. Usually I use oat milk, but I don't have any, so we're using regular milk. I pour the oats in the containers and then I fill it up with all of my toppings. You can kind of customize this however you want. I do fruit, chia seeds, etc. Then I douse it in honey just to give it a little bit more flavor. Sometimes people like to use maple syrup. Sometimes people put chocolate chips in it. It kind of ranges. After I put all the toppings on, I pour a bunch of milk in. That's basically how the oats are made because it just absorbs the milk overnight instead of using heat from a microwave. Then I close it up in the containers and I shake it around just to make sure that everything's covered in the milk. You don't want some parts being dry and some being wet. Then for my snacks for school, I usually do apples. You can try and get the apples at school, but I like to eat mine cut up. So I cut them up super, super thin. That one ran away from me. I cut it up super thin and then I put it in a bunch of little containers. I only had 2 apples, and when this happens, because obviously I don't have unlimited fruit, I use an orange because those are also super good for you. Then I use yogurt and granola bars as the rest of my snacks, and then alongside breakfast, that's pretty much all I need. Then for lunch, this is the hard part. Honestly, this takes the most time. It's making a salad. I kind of just learned how to do this from TikTok, if I'm being honest. I just take all the lettuce off the thing, and then I put it on a big cutting board, and then I cut it up. I don't really know how to properly cut it. I just make sure it's super tiny, because I like mine kind of shredded. And then I put spinach and kale mix on top just to add more nutrients, because the lettuce kind of gets boring, I guess. Then I put it all into a container, and because I don't have a strainer at the moment, I just fill it up with water. And then I shake it around to wash it, and then I pour the water out. And then to go on my salad, I use cherry tomatoes, and I cut them up into super tiny little pieces. It's kind of like a common thread. I like everything super tiny and bite-sized. I also had cucumbers in. You can buy these at school, but I kind of like to make it at home because it's easier and it's cheaper. Then I like to add carrots, a bunch of fruits. Pro tip, add colorful fruits and vegetables. Those have the most antioxidants. Then I wipe down my counter and I add Italian dressing. This is the only cheat code that I use. That's the only necessarily unhealthy thing I put in my salad. Then I shake it up and I put it into little containers like the rest of my meals. Close it up. And then in all, my lunch is my salad. And then my breakfast is my overnight oats. And then in between classes or during activity period, I eat yogurt, fruit, and granola bars. And it's the perfect little meal prep. Thanks for watching. Bye.